What is this life if full of care? There's no time to stand and stare. Fortified by the Satpura mountain ranges on the bank of Tapti is tucked the small little historical town of Nepa, which stands witness to many a tales. Moons back, I had read of this little city in my geography books. Lo and behold, today I am here. In conversation with Commodore Saurav Deb, Chairperson Managing Director of Nepa Mills Limited. Good evening, Commodore Deb.
Good evening, Ranjana. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much. So, welcome to this coffee conversation and more. So, let me walk you through the background of our guest. Commodore Saurav Deb started his schooling from Xavier's Kolkata. Then he moved to Rashtra Indian Military College, Dehradun. He's an alumnus of National Defence Academy, Khadagwasla, Naval College of Engineering, INS Shivaji, Lonavla, Defence Service Staff College, Wellington, and College of Defence Management, Secunderabad. After an illustrious career of 34 years with Indian Navy, now he has this onerous task of reviving this public sector unit of Nepa Mills Limited. His better half, yours truly, Ranjana. I am an educationist. Our son Arnav, he is pursuing his post graduation from IIM Indore, and our daughter is in Xavier's Mumbai. So I am intrigued. A seafarer who adorned his uniform at the age of 11. What prompted you to hang your boots and take up this assignment? For this assignment is far from the glitz and the humdrum of Forge.
Yeah, it's been 4 decades since I had been in uniform, and I was always interested to look at the other side, out of uniform, in another government job. This opportunity had come. It seemed quite interesting, and I thought before I re-retire into this job and see if I can make a difference. And that's why I'm here.
Oh, that sounds interesting. From uniform retire to re-attire. So, if I may ask you, what is one thing that you are really missing? At a lighter note,
Golf?
I guessed as much. So, moving on, if you could give us a sneak peek into the Nepa Mills Limited.
Yeah, Mills paper mill was actually conceptualized during our independence by our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji. As you know that we were importing newsprint at a very high cost, at an exorbitant rate, and to offset that, this paper mill was established, and the government of India took this company under its wings on 26th April 1956, when Panditji himself, along with Indiraji, had come and inaugurated this particular mill in this historic place of Nepanagar. Since then, the mill has grown from one machine to two machines. The second machine was installed in 1969, and the total capacity, production capacity, was 88,000 tons per annum. Initially, we were using wood-based raw material, but however, keeping the environmental norms in view, we changed over to old newspaper and old news uh, magazines as a raw material. However, you see, when you use old newspaper or old magazines, these have ink and they have to be de-inked. That process was done in a semi-automatic manner by the mill over here. However, the quality of paper was not that uh, good. So to overcome that, we have now gone into a revival and modernization plan. We're calling it a Revival and Mill Development Plan (RMDP), which commenced in 2014, and the process is still on, and we are just about to start off our production of making newsprint once again.
That was in depth, beautiful insight into the mill, how like over the period of time it has evolved, and as such, the paper and the print industry is facing very many challenges. So, anything specific that talking of NEPA, maybe the geographical location, what exactly, what are the challenges that you all are facing?
Presently, if you see during the pandemic, there has been a major hit on the newsprint industry because newspaper itself, people started reading more on online and e-magazines and online newspaper. So the consumer readership has gone down with the newspaper industry. So there are too many paper mills in India and abroad who are making newsprint, and so the availability is more. However, the demand is less by the newspaper industry right now. However, we are hopeful that there will be a change. This is a phase which I'm sure many industries are facing about uh, the result of the pandemic, and I'm sure we should be able to bounce back as an industry once again. People are upbeat, and so what happens is, in case you don't have too much of viewership, we don't have the so-called raddi, uh, old newspaper, which is our fodder, which is our raw material. We won't have it enough. Also, as the government has banned plastic uh, to a greater extent, people are started the kirana shops, the other vendors, fruit vendors. They have started using once again newspaper packets. What was used before single-use plastic had come into being. In when we were kids, we used to see this sort of packets being used. So they are the major consumers right now. So it has taken an overall hit in the industry in availability of old newspaper, which is actually the cost has gone three times more. Then availability of fuel, the cost of electricity, and also the increased cost of professional availability of professionals in this field. So overall, there has been a hike, but I'm sure we will plateau it down in the near future.
So yes, challenges galore, but there is a road ahead. So at that optimistic note, it's nice to see a different kind of a perspective. So as they say, like while we were looking into the history of NEPA, so as they say, history is not just a compilation of facts and information. So it's like taking a lesson from that. So from here, my major takeaway is maybe your vision and mission should be sustainable, something that should be
Absolutely,
sustainability is the key
absolutely,
word. And the mantra for today's world, in this world where everything is changing, is learn, unlearn and relearn. So
absolutely.
yes, so I feel at that note we will go into our next section, which is a rapid fire. So
So
what
do
is
I
the
have a hamper?
yes, that will be a secret hamper that will be given sometime later. So, the first thought that comes to your mind when I say RIMC,
Extraordinary,
extraordinary, NDA,
fabulous,
fabulous, INS Shivaji,
home,
NEPA,
would like to continue, and wonderful place.
Family.
Heart.
Postmates.
Dil.
Oh, and if you could complete Mera Desh.
Mahan.
Mahan. Your greatest fear.
Not achieving my own aim.
Okay. So, your dream.
I hardly dream in reality.
Okay. So, happiness to you is
Success.
success. Happiness is success. Okay. So, at that note, I'll just try to sum up the entire thing. So, as I happen to be your spouse, so with a great conviction, I can say that sometimes the lines in a poetry might not rhyme, but the essence will linger on, and you may weave in your own tale on your own terms, and which might not be absolute, but it will redefine life. And if I were to define or describe your journey till date, it would be a person who can conjure up magic with his unconventional ways and with his mystical smile, and where the reason is always you. So thank you, Komodo Dev. It was wonderful
Thank you.
once
Thank
again
Thank you, Ranjana.
living through the memories. So wishing you all the
Thank
very
you.
best. May you live your dream, and it's always for a greater cause.
Cheers
Thank
to
you.
that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Thank you. So signing off with my camera person Urmika and Kusha. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.